Subnautica. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the glorious words from the developers. Descend into the depths of an alien underwater world filled with wonder and peril. Craft equipment, pilot submarines, terraform voxel terrain, and outsmart wildlife to explore lush coral reefs, volcanoes, cave systems and more, all while trying to survive in another f***ing early access survival game. Sorry, that was a reflex action. The good news is there's no f***ing zombies in this game. Yes, it is underwater, but I wouldn't put it past some to build an underwater survival game with zombies in it. You know. So anyway, what is Subnautica? Well, basically Subnautica is a single-player survival game, and it looks bloody marvellous, guys. It is incredibly atmospheric. One of the best underwater games I've ever played. I really enjoyed playing it. I mean, I've sunk 2.5 hours into it so far, which is just a drop in the ocean. Guys, drop in the ocean. Yeah. So it's not a lot of time spent in the game, but it's enough to give you a educated review on what you get in your early access. It's $14.99, which is not the cheapest early access game, but it is one of the most polished that I've ever played. It also has Oculus Rift support that doesn't work properly, so if you're buying this for the Rift, just don't, because although it looks gorgeous on the Rift, the UI doesn't work properly, so you can't actually craft stuff and all the rest of it. So we'll forget the Oculus support. Let's just concentrate on the standard game that you get. I had a review all done for this that was set to go out at the weekend, but they just dropped a huge update that just before I made it live, that changed everything in the game. It added saved game modes, changed the UI, added a lot more options and a shitload more content. So the story is, guys, you've crashed on this alien planet. Your mothership flew into the sea. You managed to jettison out in this little escape pod. Now, this little escape pod is your lifeline in this game. It's your only safe haven from the nasty things in the ocean. But it is a lot more than that, because inside here you've got room for storage, but also there's a fabricating machine. Now, what the fabricating machine does, this is where you do your crafting. You can make all kinds of stuff with this. You put the materials in that you find on the ocean floor or in caves and things, like just sand, crystals, there's scrap metal, there's all sorts of stuff. You put it in here, you can make a lot of stuff that's really useful. Most importantly, you can make food and water in here if you put fish and salt in and things like that. But you can make sea glides, which are little machines that have propellers that fly you through the water. You can make oxygen tanks so you can dive deeper and for longer. You can make pretty much anything you need to survive in this hostile world that you're in, and it's really fun. The actual crafting, it looks cool the way it crafts. There's not a massive amount to craft at the minute, but obviously as the game progresses through early access, there'll be more and more recipes become available. One of the things that does bug me about the game is I'm not sure how tedious it's going to get after about 7 or 8 hours. I'm not sure where it's leading to, what you actually have to do. What's the whole is the whole object just to keep cooking fish, making water and surviving? I don't really know much about where this is going to head to. They've just added a terraforming tool, which is very exciting because you can forge the land. Now, does that mean you're going to be able to build a new home? Because that's where this needs to go. Either one or two things needs to happen. You either need to rebuild a spaceship, repair it and take back off again, or you need to say, right, oh fuck it, I live here from now on, I'm part of the sea, water world and all that, and let's build a right fucking castle and look for some fucking mermaids to shag. That's the way this needs to be. You need to have an objective, and at the minute I don't know what the objective's going to be. Is it just surviving? Because if it's just surviving without being able to build a base and all that, it's going to get pretty tedious. But at this moment in time, I'm having great fun with it. The atmosphere, like I mentioned earlier on, is just off the scale. When you dive in the water and you're just looking for bits and bobs, you see all different types of fish. You don't know whether they're going to rape your face or just come over and say, what the fuck are you? It's really, really well done. The ocean's kind of divided into zones as well. I've noticed as I'm swimming around, you'll go into like a reedy area, then a rocky area, scary. Then there's some really fucking deep water, guys. You just look down and you can hardly see the bottom, and because you have limited oxygen, I can't actually scuba dive all the way to the bottom yet. I'm going to have to build more oxygen tanks and maybe even a mini sub. You can also make pipes, and you can deploy pipes from the surface down into caves so that you can just put your mouth over the pipe and get oxygen that way. There's lots of little things like that you can do, but one thing that I am starting to notice after a few hours play is that the ocean is fucking dangerous. I knew that already, which is why I don't actually swim in the ocean. I mean, I live in the UK. The only thing you're going to get attacked by in the North Sea is disused rubber johnnies and turds, but you know, that's our danger. If you went to Australia, I mean, there's things that'll kill you in 10 seconds. Why do people swim in a water full of fucking box jellyfish and great white shark? I mean, really? What? Get on with that. But in this, it's the same kind of principle. You stand on the edge of your mini sub and you think, shit, I want to jump in, but I'm scared because there's big shit in there, and there is big shit in there, guys. I mean, I'm not talking about turds, I'm talking about big shit. Big fish, big things. I stumbled across two of these huge, like, whale things. They didn't seem to bother me, so I kept my distance, but they looked quite majestic. But there is a really nasty fucking shark in here with loads and loads of teeth and a big wide face, and I don't want to even see it. Luckily, I haven't seen it yet, guys, and I don't really think I want to see it. They're also adding a leviathan, a big fucking sea monster, so by the time this game releases, there's going to be some really scary shit going down homes in this water. But as I said earlier on, they do need to add a bit of a hint at what the end game is going to be. But it's early access, it's $14.99, and as it stands now, it is really, really fun. If you want a bit of a change from running around after fucking zombies, then you might want to take a look at this. I'm going to give it a thumbs up because of the polishedness of it. I mean, I'm going to release a video soon talking about early access, because I am getting a bit sick of it. But when something like this comes along, it is refreshing because you can see they've put a shitload of time into it. It's very, very well polished. That doesn't say that it doesn't have its bugs, it does, and the map isn't exactly massive. But I'm quite excited about this, and I'm going to keep my eye on this. I'll be back in about 6 months to see where it's gone to. But at this moment in time, for $14.99, yeah, it's worth a buy.